Hold on a second. Rewind. Watch it again. Did you see Patel's face? How did it change in just 3 seconds? From a normal complexion to a pale white. The camera is captured every second. And the reason is simple. Jamie Raskin just opened a folder. He pulled out some documents. And what was written in those documents ended Patel's career. The hold note. That note is no longer secret. It was revealed. Live on air. Millions watched. And the change in color on Patel's face? It told the whole story. Subscribe now and turn on notifications because what just happened has gone down in congressional history, and you'll want to see every second of it. House Judiciary Committee, February 2026. Morning session. It had started as routine oversight. Kash Patel arrived at 9:47 a.m. for lawyers by his side. Confident, prepared. He had an answer for every question. The first 2 hours went smoothly. Republicans praised him. Democrats asked questions. Patel deflected them. He was in control. It was 11:53 a.m. Jamie Raskin took the podium. At that moment, something shifted. The energy in the air, the silence in the room. Everyone knew Raskin never came unprepared. A thick folder sat on his desk, closed, but visible. Everyone could see it. Patel saw it too. His eyes locked on the folder for a second. Then he quickly turned back to Raskin. But it was too late. Worry had already settled on his face. Director Patel, Raskin began, his voice calm but sharp. I'd like to speak with you about FBI records management. Patel adjusted his tie, a sign of stress. But there was still confidence in his voice. Of course, Representative. The FBI maintains the highest standards. Excellent, Raskin said. Because there's something I'd like to show you. And then the moment arrived. Raskin opened his folder. Slowly, theatrically, every movement deliberate, every second calculated. He pulled out the first document, a photograph, from the C-SPAN archives. Director Patel, do you recognize this photo? He projected it onto the screen. February 5th, 2024. Live hearing. Patel's desk. A clear image. Every detail is visible. Documents, pens, a water bottle, and a note. Hold, in capital letters. Handwritten, captured by the cameras. Millions have seen it. The room fell silent. This photo, Raskin continued, went viral on social media 11 months ago. And ever since that day, we've been asking just one question. What did that hold note mean? Patel's expression began to shift. The color hadn't yet drained from his face, but cracks were showing. Representative, he said, it was a personal reminder. It could pertain to many things. Personal. Raskin raised an eyebrow. Interesting, because I have other documents. He pulled out the second document. Slowly, dramatically. This is your email. March 15th, 2023. He held it up. The camera zoomed in. Everyone could read it. I'm quoting. Ensure that all Crossfire Hurricane documents remain at their current classification level. Any requests must be directed to me. Hold. End of quote. He paused. 1 second. 2 seconds. He let the words sink in. Hold. The same word. Your email. Your signature. Patel's hand reached for the water glass. He took it, but he couldn't lift it. His hand was trembling slightly. Representative, this is taken out of context. Context. Raskin raised his voice. Let me give you context. The third document. FBI internal meeting notes. April 8th, 2023. A meeting chaired by you. He read. Director Patel stated, the public release of Crossfire Hurricane documents could cause serious damage to the agency's reputation. The whole directive will remain in effect. Patel's face was changing now. Visibly, the color began to fade slightly. Meeting notes. Chaired by you. Hold directive. Fourth document. Classification Board Memorandum. June 22nd, 2023. Instruction from the Director's Office. All relevant documents are to be held in hold status. Any disclosure will require the Director's approval. Fifth document. Raskin didn't stop. Each document was a blow. White House Communications Memorandum. January 28th, 2024. And when he read this document, Patel's face changed completely. In the event of any congressional investigation into the Crossfire Hurricane documents, the primary narrative must be FBI Director Patel acted independently. The president was not aware of these decisions. This framing must be maintained in all public communications. That was the moment. Patel's face changed in 3 seconds. First second, his normal complexion began to fade. Second, noticeable pallor. Even the press gallery noticed. Third second, his face was nearly white. All color had drained away. Every camera captured it, from every angle. Close-ups, high resolution. His hands began to tremble, a slight shake at first, then more pronounced. He couldn't control it. He tried to lift the water glass. The tremor was so strong that the water spilled over. It poured onto the table. The cameras caught every drop. If you've watched this far, hit the like button. I'm serious. Because what did you just watch? You watched a man's career end in 3 seconds. Patel's face changed. The color drained away. And everyone saw it. Right in the comments. Why did his face turn so pale? Director Patel, Raskin continued, his voice cold now. On January 28th, the White House issued a memorandum. It said, Patel acted independently. And exactly 1 week later, on February 5th, you placed that hold note on your desk with the cameras rolling, live on air, so the whole world could see. Perfect proof, isn't it? Look, he's truly independent. Here's the note, in his own handwriting, on his own desk. Patel opened his mouth. No words came out, just a breath. Shaky, strained. So I'm asking you, Raskin leaned forward. Did you place that hold note on your desk to prove the White House memorandum? Patel's lawyers leaned over him in panic. They whispered, Urgent. But Patel sat there as if he hadn't heard a thing. In shock, frozen. This is baseless. Patel could barely get the words out. Baseless? Raskin pulled out the 6th document. An email from FBI Deputy Director Paul Abate. October 28, 2025. A week before you placed that hold note, he read, Kash, I strongly advise against any action regarding the ongoing Crossfire Hurricane investigations. The Counterintelligence Division has developed significant evidence. Any interference constitutes obstruction of justice. I am formally documenting my opposition. Paul Abate. The room erupted. Journalists jumped to their feet. Senators whispered among themselves. Your own vice president, Raskin's voice boomed, warned you. He said obstruction of justice. And yet, what did you do? You wrote emails, hold. You held meetings, hold active. Memorandums, on hold. And when the White House said Patel is independent, you put that note on your desk as proof. Patel tried to stand up. His legs gave out. He fell back into his chair. His hands were shaking uncontrollably. His face was drenched in sweat. Pale. I can't accept this. His voice cracked. Sit down. President Warner slammed his fist on the table. Raskin pulled out the final document. The 7th document. The final blow. And this, Director Patel, is the most devastating one. C-SPAN video analysis, frame by frame, showing exactly when that hold note was placed on your desk. Images appeared on the screen. February 4th. No note on your desk. February 5th, 9:30 a.m. Still nothing. February 5th, 10:15 a.m. There it is. It appears for the first time. During the hearing, when the Crossfire Hurricane questions began, that's when you placed it on your desk. This isn't a personal reminder. This is staged evidence. To support the White House memorandum, Patel collapsed. Completely. His head drooped. His hands were on the table. His face was pale. Sweat was pouring down. He couldn't respond. He couldn't speak. He just sat there, defeated. I'm putting all the documents on record, Raskin said. And I'm requesting an immediate investigation from the Department of Justice regarding obstruction of justice, tamper with evidence, and violations of federal records laws. The gavel fell. Recess. But the damage was done. Irreversible. Within minutes, it went viral. on every platform, on every news channel. Patel's face turned pale in 3 seconds. Whole memo leaked. 7 documents, 1 destruction. Raskin's file took down Patel. The video clips were viewed millions of times, especially one, Patel's face changing color. 3 seconds. On loop, over and over. Because those 3 seconds told the whole story. Guilt, panic, being caught, helplessness. And the evidence was undeniable. Document 1. Photo, hold, note on the table. Live broadcast, February 5th, 2024. Document 2. Email, hold instruction, March 15th, 2023. Document 3. Meeting notes. Hold will remain active, April 8th, 2023. Document 4. Memorandum. Keep and hold status, June 22nd, 2023. Document 5. White House. Patel acted independently, January 28th, 2024. Document 6. Vice President. Constitutes an obstruction, October 28th, 2025. Document 7. Video analysis. Note placed on the table during the hearing, February 5th, 10:15 a.m. The timeline was perfect. January 28th. White House memorandum. Patel acted independently. February 5th. Patel placed a note on the table. Hold. Live on air. 1 week apart. Perfect timing. Perfect evidence. But Raskin saw it. He documented it. He exposed it. And Patel's face? He confessed everything in 3 seconds. Jamie Raskin came in today with a folder, 7 documents, in chronological order, each one a bombshell. And as he opened those documents, Patel's face changed. The color drained. His hands trembled. Sweat poured. 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. But those 3 seconds ended a career, because the cameras caught everything, from every angle, high definition, normal color pale white, confidence panic collapse, control trembling defeat, all in 3 seconds. Live, irreversible. If you watch the video all the way through, share it now, because this isn't just a trial, it's a revelation. The hold note is no longer a secret. 7 documents have emerged. The timeline has been established. And Patel's face told the whole story in 3 seconds. Subscribe, like, share, because this story continues. What do those 7 documents say? What does the White House connection mean? And what does obstruction of justice mean for Patel? I'll analyze it all. 1 folder, 7 documents, 3 seconds, and a change in color. Jamie Raskin came prepared. Patel was caught off guard. And the difference? It was seen in 3 seconds. On the face, in the color, on every camera. Because sometimes the truth can't be hidden. It's written on your face. It shows in your color. And once the cameras catch it, there's no turning back. The whole note was revealed. Patel's face changed color. Live, in 3 seconds. Millions watched. And now everyone knows. Don't miss this viral moment. Click on the video, watch it all the way through, and see how 7 documents expose the system, how 3 seconds ended career, and how a change in facial color told the whole story. Because sometimes more than words are written on your face. And Patel's face? It wrote a book in 3 seconds.